This is Mac OS Ken.
The back and forth between Apple and some employees, slight concern about higher-priced gear, and Drake's record breaks Kanye's record. It is Tuesday, the 7th of September, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 20% off your system plus your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service at simplysafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Still playing catch up from last week, Apple is apparently being given a once-over by the U.S. National Labor Relations Board. Engadget highlights reports from Reuters and the Financial Times that say the NLRB is looking into 2 employee complaints against the company. The first was filed by a senior engineering program manager who said she spent months talking with the company about unsafe working conditions and sexism in the workplace. The other was filed by someone on behalf of herself and other employees, apparently as part of the #Apple2 movement. According to Engadget, the group said it collected over 500 stories of incidents involving discrimination, harassment, and retaliation, and it recently started sharing them 5 stories at a time. Her case accuses Apple of suppressing workers' organizing efforts, specifically when they involve pay surveys and gender pay equity. What's likely to happen next depends on the NLRB's cursory glance. The piece says the Labor Board looks into all complaints it receives, and it will only prosecute a case if it finds merit in it. For its part, Apple told Engadget, "We are and have always been deeply committed to creating and maintaining a positive and inclusive workplace. We take all concerns seriously, and we thoroughly investigate whenever a concern is raised, and, out of respect for the privacy of any individuals involved, we do not discuss specific employee matters." And they would really like it if employees didn't either, it seems. Last Friday, according to a few reports, Apple Senior VP of Retail and People Deirdre O'Brien appeared to the People via video to say, "Can't we just talk this out privately?" Zoe Schiffer, a reporter for The Verge, tweeted out some of what she heard. According to those tweets, O'Brien said she's aware a few employees have raised concerns about pay equity, but hey, guess what? Apple's done the pay equity thing, achieving that goal across gender and race, according to O'Brien, according to Schiffer. A piece from MacRumors had the SVP expounding on that. According to the Apple exec, "We use industry-standard methodology, and we have a dedicated team of experts that runs a comprehensive process to monitor and maintain pay equity. And we partner with an independent third party that analyzes our compensation each year. If this work identifies a gap, we close it, and our approach is considered best in class." Now, could we please keep this between us? MacRumors had O'Brien saying, "First, if you ever have a concern about your pay at Apple, please talk to your manager or your People business partner. And second, if you ever want to report a concern about your work environment, please come and talk to us, please. And know that we have a confidential process to thoroughly investigate in a way that treats everyone with dignity and respect." Schiffer, MacRumors, and a piece on the issue from Apple Insider all say that O'Brien did not mention #Apple2 in her video. They all also say that while not mentioning Apple2 by name, it's pretty obvious who she was talking about. O'Brien also appears to have not mentioned the NLRB look-see, though news of that appears to have hit after O'Brien's address to the troops. On now to the next iPhone. Or maybe the one after that. First, the good news. No one is saying the next round of iPhones is going to cost more than the last round of iPhones. Now, the not bad but not great news Reports are saying, don't be surprised if they do. MacRumors highlights a piece from the Japanese business site Nikkei that says the chip squeeze gripping the planet could lead to noticeable price increases for consumer electronics. Apple's primary chip supplier, TSMC, is said to be increasing its prices for a couple of reasons. First, there is the rising cost of chips across the board. Then there's an apparent attempt to stop hoarding. It seems the company is looking to keep clients from ordering more chips than they actually need in the hope of securing production line space. Reading a bit further in, it may be prices for devices introduced next year that are affected. According to MacRumors, TSMC is still working through existing orders, meaning that the impact of the price rises will be felt much more acutely next year when production capacity has expanded and existing orders have been completed. Sources speaking to Nikkei said that chip developers such as Qualcomm will pass TSMC's price increases on to device makers such as Apple. TSMC also supplies Apple directly with the likes of the A14 and M1 chips. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. For years, SimpliSafe has protected your home's interior against break-ins, fire, and water damage. Well, now they've got their eye on the outside too. The SimpliSafe wireless outdoor security camera brings the same ease of use as the rest of their gear to the outside of your home. It's got an ultra-wide 140-degree field of view, 1080p HD resolution with an 8x zoom, and an easy-to-remove rechargeable battery. No outlet required. Just put it where you need it. Lots of great specs, and it integrates with your SimpliSafe home security system, extending its protection to the outside. Setting up my SimpliSafe system was, yes, simple. Add in the outdoor camera, and that means every door, window, and room is protected. That's your whole home covered, inside and out. Safety and simplicity. That's SimpliSafe. To learn more about the exciting new SimpliSafe wireless outdoor security camera, visit simplysafe.com/macOSKen. What's more, SimpliSafe is celebrating the new camera by offering 20% off your entire new system and your first month of monitoring service free when you enroll in interactive monitoring. SIMPLI. Again, that's simplysafe.com/macOSKen. Oh, the places you'll go with Apple Pay. Next stop, Taiwan. iDownloadBlog says Apple's contactless payment solution is now a way to pay on Taiwan railways. The railway has updated its app, letting people purchase passage without entering payment information. The feature is set to go live today, Tuesday, the 7th of September. For how long do you hold on to your iPhone? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Germany wants buyers to be able to do so for 7. iLounge says the German government recently proposed that Apple and other device manufacturers offer spare parts and security patches for 7 years at a European Union bid for a better environment. Interestingly, Germany is actually looking for more than the European Commission itself. The report says that body is looking to have device vendors such as Apple offer support and parts for 5 years. Should they come to pass, look for such rules to affect iPhone 15, maybe. iLounge says the European Commission should have a solid proposal come 2023. We'll wrap the day with the sound and vision thing, starting with a short-lived record. That's record as in accomplishment, not record as in spinning the hits on stacks of wax. 1 week after the record-breaking release of the Kanye West album Donda on Apple Music, Kanye's record has been broken. iMore highlights a Billboard report that says the new Drake album, Certified Lover Boy, has beaten Donda's streaming record for its first 24 hours. When it was released a little over a week ago, Donda saw a reported 60 million streams on Apple Music in its first 24 hours. Now, Billboard says Apple's told it that Drake's album broke Apple Music's 2021 record for the most streamed album in a single day, and it did that in 12 hours, which is insane. Apple's making a surprise move into physical media. Apple Insider says On the Rocks is headed to Blu-ray and DVD. Written and directed by Sofia Coppola, the piece reminds readers that On the Rocks stars Bill Murray, Rashida Jones, and Marlon Wayans, and was one of Apple's first major efforts as it pushed into the streaming market. Pre-orders for the physical copies are said to be up now on sites such as Amazon. The piece says the film will be the first Apple TV Plus original film to see physical release. Yes, Greyhound is available on DVD, but that was not an Apple original. That was a Sony Pictures production picked up by Apple and launched into its streaming service in the summer of last year. As for the actual Apple original, On the Rocks will see physical release on Tuesday, the 26th of October. Apple released a trailer for an upcoming documentary last week. iDownload blog says a year after its announcement, the Todd Haynes documentary, The Velvet Underground, has a release date. Probably goes without saying, the doc examines the band, The Velvet Underground, though it does look to go a bit deeper. Personally, I have not been overly excited about this one, but the trailer does exactly what a trailer is supposed to do. That is to say, I am now excited about this one. Maybe not overly, but still. While Apple's description of the documentary leans heavily on the band's sound, the trailer goes shopping in the 1960s art scene in New York City. The presentation itself looks dynamic. Probably won't watch it on the first night, but I won't let it sit for long. Honestly, in normal times, I'd sit in the theater for this one. I might still if I can find one with no people in the middle of the day. The trailer promises a release in theaters and on Apple TV Plus. Premiere date, Friday the 15th of October. You can, of course, catch the trailer on YouTube. And finally today, Apple's answer to Last Week Tonight with John Oliver is just around the corner. The Mac Observer says Apple TV Plus has posted an ad for the show The Problem with Jon Stewart. The ad has a visibly older Stewart getting ready for the show, only to be stricken when he checks himself in the mirror and realizes how much older he's gotten. In a funny way. Why did I choose a visual medium, he asks himself, adding, I could have done a podcast. Yeah, it turns out he's doing that too. The title screen revealing the show's premiere date says there will also be a podcast. The Problem with Jon Stewart starts its run on Thursday, the 30th of September on Apple TV Plus. Between now and then, you can catch the ad on YouTube. macOS Can, brought to you by me and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 20% off your system plus your first month free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service at simplysafe.com/macOSCan. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Can. I'm Ken Ray.